Hello and welcome to the National News Bulletin here on Star TV Channel 21. I am Warabai Kamara. First, the headlines. The National Water Resource Management Agency, in collaboration with the government of Sierra Leone and its partners, has on Tuesday, 2nd July 2019, launched the National Water Resource Management Agency 5-year strategic plan.
The purpose of the Strategic Development Plan or the SDP. One is to give us a clear roadmap as to how we want to achieve our vision.
The Anti-Corruption Commission has on Tuesday, 2nd July 2019, entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Office of the Ombudsman Sierra Leone to strengthen the fight against corruption.
A strong cloud is building against the things that have stood before Sierra Leone as a country attaining its full potential.
The Sierra Leone Social Marketing and Development Agency, in collaboration with the National Aid Secretariat, has organized sales activities and district sensitization with entertainment centers for family planning and HIV prevention messages,
which Care International has been implementing and for years back before SLADA took over. So it was like a mandate from the donor for SLADA, for Care International, to establish a local entity that will take over the social marketing aspects of the HIV and AIDS prevention program.
An aspiring candidate for the presidency of the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, Mustafa Sise, has on Tuesday, 2nd July 2019, unveiled his election poster informing his pathway to the aspiration at the Henry Yansane Hall / headquarters.
Basically, I have served SLAJ for over 20 years, and I've been fortunate to be the only executive member that has served 3 presidents, meaning that I have more experience at the Secretariat and SLAJ than any other Secretary General before or any other executive member.
All these, including sports, will be part of the news. And now for the news in detail. The National Water Resource Management Agency, in collaboration with the government of Sierra Leone and its partners, has on Tuesday, 2nd July 2019, launched the National Water Resource Management Agency 5-year strategic plan at the Ministry of Finance Conference Room, George Street in Freetown. Admire Samai has more in our report.
Giving an overview of the 5-year strategic plan, the Director General Water Resources Management Agency, Junisa Patrick Bangali, said the agency started operating in 2019 this year with the mandate to regulate effective management resources through innovative leadership to ensure the provision of basic services.
What is the purpose of the Strategic Development Plan or the SDP? One is to give us a clear roadmap as to how we want to achieve our vision. 2 is to provide sustainable solutions for the efficient management and regulation of the country's water resources. We are saying sustainable solutions because sustainability does not only include the present generation, it also goes further to cater for later generations. So that's why we believe that this SDP will provide those sustainable solutions in the management of our country's resources in this country.
Said they have put in place policies, regulatory and fundamental principles to ensure the agency functions adequately.
For us as UNICEF, as we all know, the human right to water and sanitation is at the core of UNICEF mandate for the children and women for whom we are working. And the director have made some salient issues that has made the platform for the agency to move forward. In his presentation and in the 5-year plan, we had the establishment of an enabling environment. If we all saw what he presented, there have been in place policies, regulatories, and all those fundamental principles to enable the functionality of the agency. That has been the platform which has given rise to the establishment of the agency. I'm sure that is a big plus to the Ministry of Water Resources. Bravo to the Honorable Minister and all those that have formed that part of that platform.
The Ministry of Water Resources, Dr. Jonathan Tembe, while giving the keynote address, said the National Water Resources Management Agency Strategic Plan 2019 to 2023 will serve as a roadmap for the agency to carry out its mandate and functions for the next 5 years.
So with these goals and our strategic goals of sustainable development, SDGs, we are all aiming to achieve, and want also to support this agency, with government and agencies, our partners, to make it a reality. It was a piece of paper that was signed by the Parliament that we made in our office, but the new direction government with our proactive president has pushed this through, appointed the Director General and directors, and we are shortly to appoint or recruit over 50 members of staff. Carry out this mandate. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much, and I want to successfully launch the strategic National Water Resource Management Agency 5-year strategic development plan. I thank you very much.
For Star TV News in Freetown, I am Adma Samai reporting.
The Anti-Corruption Commission on Tuesday, 2nd July 2019, entered into a Memorandum of Understanding with the Office of the Ombudsman Sierra Leone to strengthen the fight against corruption. Here's the highlight of the occasion.
The said section provides that the functions and duties of the Ombudsman shall include the investigation of any action taken or omitted to be taken by A, any department or ministry of government, B, any statutory corporation or institutions of higher learning or education set up entirely or partly out of public funds, C, any member of the public service being an action taken or omitted to be taken in the exercise of the administrative functions of that ministry, department, statutory corporation, institutions of higher learning, or person. It is to give effect to the aforementioned section of the Constitution that the Ombudsman Act No. 2 of 1997 was enacted. The full functions of the Ombudsman are set out at Section 7(1) of the Ombudsman Act No. 2 of 1997, and these include, in summary, to investigate any administrative act of a government, ministry, department, or agency, institutions of higher learning, prescribed authorities such as the Sierra Leone Police, the Armed Forces, the Sierra Leone Correctional Service, the Fire Force, and any institution which is funded fully or partly out of the consolidated fund. When a complaint is made to the Ombudsman by any person who claims to have suffered injustice as a result of any maladministration or injustice in these institutions, or if information is received by him from any other source other than a complaint, the Ombudsman is to take appropriate action to remedy, correct, or reverse the act complained of through such means as a fair, proper, and effective
Administration. A strong cloud is building against corruption. A strong cloud is building against the things that have stood before Sierra Leone as a country attaining its full potentials. So we are all here today to witness a time when two very important institutions in these dynamics are now joining together for each to be an extension of the other. Where the Office of the Ombudsman thinks that it needs the support of the ACC, it will call out and will come in. Where the ACC needs the support of the Office of the Ombudsman, will reach out and call, and they will come in. This is going not only to solve the problem of inadequacies of probably capacity or mandate, but it's also going to add additional manpower available to each of these institutions. We have enormous investigative abilities and prowess. You have enormous expertise available to you. That is a very solid synergy that will help us, each institution, attain our goals, our mandates, and our functions.
You're still watching the National News Bulletin here on Start TV. Now, the Sierra Leone Social Marketing and Development Agency, in collaboration with the National AIDS Secretariat, has organized sales activities and district sensitization with entertainment centers for family planning and HIV prevention. Ezekiel Favor Cabo has more in our report.
The Sierra Leone Social Marketing and Development Agency, SLADA, in collaboration with National AIDS Secretariat, has organized sales activities and district sensitization with entertainment centers for family planning and HIV prevention messages. In a statement, the director of SLADA, Mrs. Utpunde, reiterated that the Sierra Leone Marketing and Development Agency, SLADA, was established in 2012 based on CARE International Transitional Sustainability Plan for condom social marketing with funding from Federal Republic of Germany through the National AIDS Secretariat.
Well, SLADA is a local organization and that was established in 2012. It came on board as an offshoot of the social marketing aspects of the HIV and AIDS prevention program, which CARE International has been implementing for years back before SLADA took over. So it was like a mandate from the donor for SLADA, for CARE International to establish a local entity that will take over the social marketing aspects of the HIV and AIDS prevention program. SLADA took over it and social marketing and reproductive health commodities, specifically as at that time, and the branded Protector Plus condom in partnership with National HIV and AIDS and of course CARE International in Sierra Leone.
She further carried on to say that SLADA has contributed immensely in addressing and contributing to family planning and HIV and AIDS prevention and control mechanism in Sierra Leone with a joint collaboration of other like-minded organizations such as NAS, NETIPS, and WOW through its social marketing strategy by placing value and focus to heads of pharmacies and drugstores in the 14th district of Sierra Leone.
And of course we organized a gala as a means of disseminating our information on HIV and AIDS, and of course the use of Protector Plus condom, and of course family planning. And you know our core targets here, the youth. And we know with football, the age brackets, these are our target people. And of course we seek to empower women and those highly vulnerable to HIV and AIDS, and with the football players, the youths, we believe that with this type of activities, we'll be able to capture a huge number of viewers, and of course the players themselves, officials, and other stakeholders. So, and while the football is going on, there was this opportunity for us to preach out our message using our BCC approach. Of course, we are having comedians at a side attraction. We are dishing out our information on HIV and AIDS and preventive methods, and of course, encouraging those that are above age, not those below 18, not the school-going children, but those that are above age, that if you cannot abstain, if even you are married, then go in for our Protector Plus condom. Of course, Gala is a project with support from the West African Health Organization, WAHO, through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, MOHS, in partnership, of course, with Maristope and SLADA.
The essence of the football gala competition, she said, is to create sustainable behavior change in participants around HIV/AIDS prevention and control, family planning, prevention, and other sexual reproductive health issues, since football is being used by numerous organizations in Africa as the medium for HIV prevention programs focused on behavior change. The football gala was climaxed with the distribution of football jerseys with the logo of SLADA attached to it, and also frame certificate was given as a sign of appreciation for participating teams. Even though the targeted community was the Western area rural, but sure to take the said HIV/AIDS prevention program up 3 to the slum communities in the Western urban. For Star News, I am Ezekiel Kagbo.
An aspiring candidate for the presidency of the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, Mustafa Cissé, has on Tuesday, 2nd July 2019, unveiled his election poster informing his pathway to the aspiration at the Henny Yansane Hall/headquarters in Freetown. Here's the highlights of the event.
Basically, I have served SLAG for over 20 years, and I've been fortunate to be the only executive member that has served 3 presidents, meaning that I have more experience at the Secretariat and SLAG than any other Secretary General before or any other executive member. And apart from that, I have always been part of the planning committee for our biennial congresses, child meetings, and also our annual general meetings, which means I'm also familiar with the rules and procedures relating to SLAG and SLAG activities. The important thing about SLAG is the issue of securing program support and institutional support. And they know that I'm very good at developing project proposals for SLAG. You know, it is as a result that we even have this hall in which we are conducting this interview, and even the 8-room office space was secured while I was here as Secretary General. And since then, the only major development that has taken place there is renovation. So when I come back, definitely I will ensure that we strengthen the Secretariat more, we equip it more, and we establish regional offices where we left regional offices that are no longer exist. That I have the capacity, I have the capability, and they know that I can deliver. You know, even the Secretary General testified to you. The Secretary General told you that when he was addressing everyone here, did indicate that no one knows the SLAG history more than Mustafa. And even the editors in SLAG call me the editors because I review their headlines.
A clear demonstration of what we're talking about, that we should be together, we should make these elections very peaceful, very civil, not only from us the candidates, but also you, the supporters. Let the debate be healthy and on issues and not personalities, so that we tell the public that we are a civil organization and that the national politics will take a lead from us, as we would like to see national presidential candidates having this kind of friendship and cooperation and understanding. So it's a pleasure and it's a privilege for me to formally launch and unveil the SLAG Presidential Election 2019 Vote Mustafa MKCC poster. And with this, I want to wish you well.
Well, what I really tell SLAG members is to vote for people who are competent, people who have demonstrated commitment to SLAG, people who have dedicated themselves to SLAG. You know, instead of just telling people vote for me, because if you tell somebody to vote for you, you want to tell that individual vote for me because I'm your brother, I'm your tribesman, or we came from the same region, or we attended the same school. But just tell them to vote for people who they believe are more competent and capacitated to administer the association. Because this is a professional body, and we are fortunate to have 100% literate membership. I have been at the Secretariat for 6 years when I was Secretary General of SLAG, and on no occasion did I ever issue out any press statement or public statement that was questioned by colleague journalists. Imagine you have to think on behalf of 600 people. That is not an easy task. So if I can go through that, there is nothing that I cannot go through in relation to challenges that will be confronting our association.
And in sports, let's join our sports correspondent Hilton John for some sporting updates.
Good day, everyone. Welcome for today's sporting news. We start to look at the scene. The sports writers of Sierra Leone have joined other countries to celebrate World Sport Journalist Day. A symposium was held at the Secretariat Stadium under the leadership of the President Frank Magnus Cole. The keynote speaker was the Minister of Sport, Ibrahim Yelenke. What does sport journalists make out of the symposium and also the celebration? They explain more to Star Sports and the keynote speaker, Honorable Ibrahim Yelenke.
That in the modern days, social media can help a lot journalism, and sport journalists are so exceptional. So in other words, we can now use the social media to transform the life of people through sport. So I think the lectures are very much great, but that was the part I was very much happy about, using the social media to see how best we can impact change in society.
We've taken the lead in the country, despite the fact that in the couple of years we've not been doing well in sport. But I must say women must be included in sport. I am particular about this because I am also the PRO for women in the media, Eastern region.
An order on ethical behavior, and the public is expecting greater accountability and probity for the sports sector, especially you sports journalists. Federations, administrators, we believe corruption in sport is damaging. It is like stealing the future of youths, the future of athletes and players, and the future of sports, and it damages clubs and sport associations, which result to mismanagement and incompetence, misuse of.
Congratulations to the Sport Writers Association. Wish them all the best in their endeavor. In the ongoing First Division League organized by the Western Area Football Association, Sierra Leone Police have registered another win in the ongoing campaign in Group B. They succeeded 3-0 against the Republicans. In other words, Sierra Leone Police have got now 23 points in 10 matches played. They have one more match to go against the side called De La Rosa Football Club. Congratulations to the executive members of the Sierra Leone Police and the Sports Committee, headed by Inspector Philip Amara, and also the chairman of the Sports Committee and the Inspector General of Police, who is Dr. Richard Moibe, giving more support to sports in the Sierra Leone Police. The Sierra Leone Football Association have held a press conference with cross-section of journalists, citing out the latest developments in the Football Association. It could be recalled that since Aisha Yuansin and Christopher Kamara were acquitted on this time by Justice Flynn Jr., much has not been seen in the Football Association before they acquitted these two personalities. Christopher Kamara is the Secretary General of the Football Association. He explained more about the latest developments in the FA.
The way forward. The way forward of football is the congresses and election. And we want to assure you that the General Secretary and the General Secretariat is prepared and ready when once the approval is given by FIFA and also approved by the Executive Committee. We are having 3 congresses. The first is to adopt the revised SLFA Constitution and also adopt the domesticated SLFA Code of Ethics. The second is to elect the electoral body and the electoral appeals body. And the third, which is an extraordinary Congress, is an elections for the new executive to govern football in Sierra Leone. The new executive of Madam Aisha Yuansin has pledged their commitment to the roadmap, and I'm so impressed that even before we are set aside, members of the Football Association have also pledged their readiness to go by that document. So it will have to be a continuation of where the preparation of that document stopped. We have to ensure that we put those documents back into action. All the conditions stated in those documents is being adhered to, and then we can have a smooth transition to leadership of the Football Association. The executive are committed, the SLFA is committed. The commitment to football, to tell you that we are committed to football. We have not only engaged the Premier League board, we've not only been to the Premier League venues, we have also gone to the First Division. And I want to say thank you to WAFA for keeping the spirit. I told you I was impressed with the administration, what I saw. It's not like I'm blowing his head, but he has a lot.
Among these golden plans is the Football Association planning now to hold the long-awaited elective Congress. So let's see whether Madam Aisha Yuansin will maintain her position for the second time, or will be seeing another personality step into the shoe of President of the Football Association, Madam Aisha Yuansin. In the international scene, in the ongoing Copa America, Argentina missed out in the semi-finals against Brazil. Brazil registered its only victory to book the place to the finals. Here is the highlights of the game.
خطيرة وفرصة والمراوغة عن طريق جابريل جيسوس جول هدف رائع أنت يا عملاق الفيش لم يمت والكرة والهدف الأول 1-0 عن طريق جابريل جيسوس البرازيلي السادة تتقدم وصانع الهدف صانع الفرحة اسمه الفيش ما زال الفيش يضرب ما زال الفيش ما ماتش ما زال الفيش ما يعتزلش ما زال الفيش ما يغربش ما يخرجش ما يغادرش.
Congratulations to the Brazilian. Better luck next time to Argentina, failing to book their place in the Copa America finals. Finally, in the ongoing Women's World Cup in France, England have missed out to the semi-finals. They were defeated by the Americans by 2-1. It was an opportunity for England to get the scoring sheet 2-2 after we saw the missed penalty in the game. Here's the highlight.
60,000 voices are ready, 22 players are ready. Nice dummy. Kelly O'Hara will reach this. It's in! Press with a header. It's a brilliant cross. And Kristen Press heads the United States in front. 3 in the box here, England. Meets cross. White! It's in! It's a brilliant equaliser. Ellen White for England. It's 1-1. Press. Haran. Lovely ball. Morgan. Fabulous goal. Alex Morgan on her 30th birthday.
Congratulations to USA and better luck next time to the England female national team. That's all for sports for today's news.
Well, thank you very much, Hilton John, for that sporting update. And that's all in the National News Bulletin file for the hour here on Star TV on Channel 21. I am Warabai Kamara, and thanks for watching.